My son-in-law looked me in the eyes and said, "Go to your room, old woman. This house is mine now." So I let him believe that for exactly 24 hours. I had always treasured the quiet moments in my family room, where the soft glow of the evening sun would warm the green velvet armchair I had purchased with my first Social Security check after my husband passed away. The faint scent of peach cobbler drifting from the kitchen and the gentle murmur of the television created a bubble of serenity, a moment where I could be just me, free from the chaos of family drama, the ache of aging bones softened by calm, and the years of quiet endurance finally catching up to a moment of peace. That evening, peace was shattered. Derek, my son-in-law, barged into the room with the arrogance of a man claiming what he had never earned. His shoes clicked sharply against the hardwood floor, each step a declaration of dominance. Without preamble, he grabbed the remote, pressed the red button, and cut the television off mid-news segment. "Go to your room, old woman. This living room is mine now," he barked, his voice carrying the finality of a tyrant. My daughter, Lena, lingered behind him, her hands clutching shopping bags as if they weighed down her very existence. Her gaze dropped to the floor, shoulders slumped, a silent apology for daring to share space with her mother. I remained still, calm on the surface. But inside, a fire was kindling, a plan that had been years in the making, finally ready to take form. I rose slowly, gathered my keys, and left the room without uttering a word. Silence, I reminded myself, is a weapon far sharper than any scream. The next morning, a man in a pristine suit appeared at my front door. P. Cruz, the junior associate of my attorney, Andrew V. Sterling, had come to assist. Young professional, composed, the opposite of Derek's blustery chaos. I welcomed him with a quiet smile. Outwardly, I was the grandmotherly figure everyone underestimated. Inwardly, I was calculating, empowered, and ready to reclaim what was mine. Years of shrinking myself in my own house, of baking pies quietly, of paying every utility bill while remaining silent, had trained me in patience and strategy. Today the lesson would pay off. Today I would reclaim my home. By evening, Derek had claimed the family room, cranking the sports channel to full volume, while Lena moved silently, carrying dishes as if apologizing for their very presence. I walked past them, my heels clicking with deliberate precision on the hardwood floor. Every step was measured, every gesture a statement. They didn't notice, they never did. I paused before the mirror, short gray hair, glasses on a chain, linen trousers, navy blouse, the perfect harmless grandmother look. Perfect camouflage for the iron I wielded. I retrieved a leather folder from my dresser drawer, filled with the documents that would assert my authority, a bill of sale, an old but valid deed of title, and a cluster of keys, owner Celeste M. Everson, yellowed edges, yes, but the power they carried was absolute. That night, I meticulously planned every move. Roman would serve the eviction notice at first light. Utilities would be frozen, and every step carefully calculated. For the first time in decades, the house would reflect my authority, not theirs. I awoke with the sun and dressed deliberately, linen trousers, crisp navy blouse, beige blazer. The woman staring back from the mirror was the same Celeste, yet transformed, upright, resolute, and poised to enforce boundaries. I made my way to Andrew V. Sterling's office, signed the necessary documents, and watched Troman prepare to deliver them. At that moment, law and order would speak louder than any shouting match ever could. Back at the house, Derek lounged on the couch, soda in hand, completely unaware of the storm approaching. Lena moved quietly, caught between fear and loyalty. I strode through the hall, each step deliberate, echoing authority. Roman handed Derek the eviction notice, explained the legal consequences in a calm, unwavering tone. Derek's face turned red with disbelief, while Lena's hands trembled. "The old woman is unavailable for screaming today," Roman said evenly. Derek sputtered, "Eviction notice? Are you insane?" I said nothing. Silence, I knew, was a weapon heavier than any shouting. By mid-morning, I had begun the process of suspending utilities internet, cable and Lena's supplementary credit card. Each call, each order reinforced a reality Derek and Lena would have to accept the house belonged to me, and the rules had changed. I moved through the house observing the tension I had cultivated with precise, quiet satisfaction. Derek's loud commands met polite refusals. Lena's attempts at negotiation met calm, firm boundaries. Every action reminded them the balance of power had shifted irrevocably. That afternoon, I went to the mall to purchase a uniform reflecting the new Celeste dark blue straight-leg trousers, crisp white blouse, beige blazer, and leather pumps with a subtle but assertive heel. Returning home, transformed both in appearance and spirit. I was no longer a quiet caretaker. I was a force fully aware of my rights and ready to defend them. That evening, I settled into the family room, my space, reclaimed in essence if not yet fully in presence. Derek fumed silently, soda forgotten. Lena hovered, caught between her loyalty to her husband and recognition of her mother's rightful authority. The following days brought attempts at resistance. Derek tried to manipulate, intimidate, and undermine. Each effort was met with legal precision. Every phone call, text, and confrontation was addressed with calm authority. Utilities remained controlled. The eviction notice held firm, and the lines of communication strictly professional. Derek's arrogance began to crack under the weight of the law. Lena, once timid and hesitant, finally met my gaze, recognizing the clarity of the new order. My house was no longer a battlefield of emotional manipulation. It was a place governed by rules, law, and respect. Weeks passed and the transformation solidified. Derek, once a tyrant, had become compliant, understanding that his threats carried no weight without legal authority. Lena, once torn between loyalty and conscience, had embraced the new order. My home was mine in every sense, physically, emotionally, and legally. I had reclaimed not just property, but dignity. The quiet woman who had endured years of subtle tyranny had emerged as a strategic, powerful force. I had taken control without anger, without revenge, but with law, patience, and unwavering clarity. As the evening sun cast its golden glow across my green velvet armchair, the faint scent of peach cobbler filling the air, I sipped my coffee with quiet satisfaction. The house was mine, the rules were clear, and I finally had the peace I had longed for all these years. No more shouting, no more chaos. Just order, dignity, and the undeniable power of standing one's ground. The story was not just about reclaiming a house, it was about reclaiming life itself. And in that victory, I found not only a home, but myself.